Cloudcast Media.
Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
I'm Drew Schlosberg with Cloudcast Media, and welcome back from a Thanksgiving break with my co-host, Kristen Fogel. She's the executive director of San Diego Writers. And how was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. I'm stuffed. It was amazing.
Okay, very, very good.
And you?
Good, very nice. A little bit difference on movie and...
that we finally figured out after 15 minutes what it was called.
Exactly. Actually, you figured it out for me, and you weren't even there.
I did. Yeah, I just Googled the components that you gave me, and thank you, Internet.
No, glad you had a nice Thanksgiving, as I hope all of our listeners did as well. And we are thrilled to have back in the studio with us Bianca Alvarado. She is the Associate Director of EdTech and Innovation Impact for the Jacobs Institute for Innovation and Education. How you doing, Bianca?
Hi. Thank you for having me here today. It's always great to be back.
It is so good. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. Thank you. Eating family with dinner with the family and just enjoying that time.
Right.
Good.
No, that's terrific. And a lot of stuff going on with your institute as always, correct?
Yes. So we have the Jacobs Teen Innovation Challenge coming up that we're currently reaching out to teachers. So happy to be here to talk more about it. And thank you for giving us the space to do so.
Yeah, exactly. So the Institute does a whole variety of things, right? At USD, it's part of the USD School of Leadership and Ed Sciences. And it's all focused on innovation, correct?
Yes. So we do research and development around education, K through 12, but also adult learning, professional learning for teachers. And we partner with school districts and different schools around the county, but also like with programs such as PACFO, we partner with schools around the world too.
Yeah, and so with that aspect with the Institute, we'll get to the Teen Challenge in a few minutes here. Is it doing research projects with the school districts? Is it doing it with other universities? Is it doing it with schools of ed? What type of research is it?
Yes, so it's very exciting because depending on the program, it all involves research and best practices based programs that are focused on that. So depending, like for example, right now they have a partnership with the Monarch local school,
right?
And doing research around emotional intelligence and trying to understand that process for students learning. But depending on what program and research it's going on, they do the research depending accordingly. Something that has been coming up more recently also is the research that has to do with a new grant that they received from the National Science Foundation around spatial learning for computational learning for Hispanic students and diverse students to get into those STEAM careers. And there's research that goes along with that, with creating, in this case, they're creating a Minecraft world that's going to teach students that. So there's like research as part of it that is aligned with that. So again, depending on the program, depending on the phases, but it's great to see those programs. And just a shout out that we have an open house coming up on the 12th, December 12th. So anyone who wants to look into it, you can look it up on social media, the Jacobs Institute for Innovation in Education, and you'll see the post there for the open house. So you can register and come and learn about the different programs and initiatives and research.
So it literally is an open house for anybody. Is that correct?
Yes, anyone. Parents, students, teachers, educational leaders, nonprofit organizations, because we do more than outside just like education.
You do a lot. I mean, I'm thinking of all these people to try to funnel to you, and it seems like there's a wide variety of people that come your way.
Yeah, so I think that's a fun part of the Institute, that we delve into different programs and initiatives around visual spatial learning, mathematics, different projects I have going on there. I do more like social design thinking, social impact, But yeah, definitely like there's a diverse mental health. There's also like mental health programs, projects that they have going on at different levels. They might be for adults, kids, college students. So that's why we have like the open house for like educational leaders or any leader in the community. We also collaborate with organizations, leaders, depending on the project that we have going on. For example, for the sandbox, we did a pilot project around a boot camp, and there we collaborated with the California State Parks.
Oh, cool.
And the Tijuana River Estuary, and organization leaders from Tijuana, from Promotoras de Bellas Artes, and they have kids where they help kids get involved in the arts and creativity, with vulnerable populations. So then we did like a whole experience, bringing the different collaborators together and having students share information about environment problems that are going on this side of the U.S. in San Diego, and also on the side of Tijuana. So when we bring creative projects together, you need everyone from that community. Yeah. We partner with not just like education, but outside other business leaders, education organizations. Yeah, very multidisciplinary.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We're chatting with Bianca Alvarado. She is the Associate Director of EdTech and Innovation Impact for the Jacobs Institute for Innovation and Education. I'm Drew Schlosberg. You're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, the nation's longest-running community podcast. We're now in our 17th year. Mission Fed has been doing great things in this community for more than 60 years, and we're broadcasting from the Mission Fed studio here in Scripps Ranch, as always, joined by my very, very cool co-host, and that is Kristen Fogel, the Executive Director of San Diego Writers, Inc., and you'll be celebrating a 20th anniversary.
We will, yeah. There's so many things coming up, which is why I was telling you earlier, I've been slammed at work, so I'm excited to come on at some point and share some of that. Please. Actually, question about birthdays. When is 18 for the podcast? Do you have like a birth date?
We make them up. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So whenever we want to have a party, okay. I thought your 18th birthday was last month. Yeah, and this month. Oh, yeah, we got it wrong. It's interesting. In theory, we're in our 18th year.
Okay.
We started in October of 2007, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So
don't make me do the math, but I get, yeah.
Well,
so
you got to count that. You got to count that as a year.
So you might want to say 18 now. I don't know.
I'll be saying it when we hit 2024.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Which is pretty quick on that.
True.
Yeah. So, Bianca, talk a little bit about one of the million things that you folks do at the Institute, something you're very proud of, and that is the Teen Challenge. What's that all about?
Yeah, so we're hosting the 5th annual now, the 2024 Jacobs Teen Innovation Challenge, funded by Dr. Irene and John Jacobs. And this challenge brings educators from around the world, the U.S. and around the world, middle school and high school educators, and we call them educators because we're not. It's that the invitation is not only for teachers, but also any adult who wants to organize a group of students and help them lead them through the challenge. And we have sometimes we have nonprofit leaders who have like a youth group, and they organize and help them walk them through the challenge. So, and also like parents who do like homeschooling.
Very cool.
And they're looking for like an enrichment opportunity for students. So again, like educators, we just mean any adult who wants to support students and walk them through the process of going through the Teen Innovation Challenge. And the cool part of this challenge versus like other challenges is that we train the educators around design thinking and social impact. So they need to have no knowledge.
Okay.
They need to have no knowledge around design thinking and social impact around like these different topics. As long as they're ready to support students and walk them through designing a project that makes a change, whether like locally or globally. Those are the educators, the leaders, adults that we're looking for. And they can find all the details in our website called pactful.org/JTIC24. And yeah, those are, we have like monthly webinars. So right now we're just to talk a little bit of how the timeline looks.
Yeah, I was curious. I was like, where are we at now?
Yeah, so right now we're doing like outreach.
Okay.
So we're doing outreach for December, and then application deadline closes January 10th.
Oh, okay, soon.
Soon, yes. So everybody needs to go to the website, packfoot.org/ATIC24. You can see all the details there and the application form, which is like very simple to fill out. And then we start the training in January with our first webinar. So we have a few webinars monthly, one per month. So it doesn't take a lot of time from the educators. And we also send them the recorded version in case they're not able to attend the live session. And we teach them about design thinking and the different phases and how they can use it to help students design a social project. Plus, we give them like access to Packful, which is a platform that is open source and has over 32 activities around design thinking. And we just also invite anyone from the community to go to packful.org, create a teacher account, log in, and see the variety of resources that we have around design thinking and social impact, because really it's like an open source resource open to anyone. So anyone is free to like go and download them and use them as they see fit for their organization or any projects that they're designing. But yeah, we use that as our main curriculum through the challenge and walk those who register through the application challenge. And we wrap it up in May when educational leaders submit the pitch. So it's a 5-minute pitch. This is where like it brings all the challenge process together. We tell them like the rubric, what we're looking for, the details, how long it has to be, where to send it, where to upload it. And then we announce winners in May too.
Right. Now, it's tied to some United Nations sustainability goals, is it not?
Yes.
Talk about that. Yeah.
Yes, that's so powerful, because when we talk about like the platform, that's the initial step the students, once the teacher is able to create an account, again, free and open to anyone, they add their students to the platform using a code. So very simple. We make it very simple to use, user-friendly for teachers and educators. And the first thing, the action that students have to do after they form a group within the platform is select the global goal that they're going to work on. And that's how they start designing this project. Like, what is your interest as a group, as a student? What topic do you want to dive more into? And that's something we have seen as part of the different programs we have implemented at the Jacobs Institute. We run different summer programs where we also collaborate with Cloudcast and different collaborators here. But something that we see when we see students' interest behind the project is so powerful, because they embody that project and they take ownership of that project. So starting with that, like youth-led project is so powerful. And that's where they start. Like, it's giving those 17 global goals. What is your interest? Is it like global water issues, sustainability, cities, violence, gender rights? And those are like within those things. That's what we're seeing, that projects that are submitted fall within those themes.
Yeah. Is there an age group? They have to be a teenager, correct? Middle school. Is it just middle school?
So it's middle school and high school students.
Okay, so 6 through 12, right, on that. And then, but they don't, you were mentioning anyone can form their own team, right? It could be a neighborhood team, right? It doesn't have to necessarily be part of a school itself, but they have to be students at a school, but not necessarily, they can have their own team of friends in the neighborhood, right?
Yes, so we just need that adult to register on the website, packfoot.org/ATIC24. The adults are the main communicator. We communicate with the adults. They're free to share the resources that we share with them, the webinars, but they're the main guidance that's gonna guide the students. So yeah, the youth can come from anywhere, but we just need that adult person to register to get all the notifications.
Right. When we come back from break, we're going to continue the conversation with Bianca Alvarado. She is the Associate Director of EdTech, and Innovation Impact at Jacobs Institute for Innovation and Education, talking about the annual Jacobs Teen Innovation Challenge. I'm Drew Schlosberg. You're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, joined by my co-host, Kristen Fogel, the Executive Director of San Diego Writers, Inc. And Kristen, I know you got some more questions when we come back from the break, because you're always interested in what type of writing students do in that aspect, so I'm sure you'll be able to ask Bianca a question or two on that when we return after this message.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media. You're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, the nation's longest-running community podcast, now in our 17th year, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. Been doing great things for more than 60 years. In our region, we are chatting with Bianca Alvarado, Associate Director of EdTech and Innovation Impact for the Jacobs Institute for Innovation and Education, talking about all the cool things the Institute does and the upcoming annual Jacobs Teen Innovation Challenge, joined by my co-host, and that is Kristen Fogel. She is the Executive Director of San Diego Writers, Inc. Fire away.
Yeah, so I want to get a little more clear about the Teen Innovation Challenge for those that are interested. So an adult puts together a team, an educator, and then they need to submit by January 10th, correct?
Apply.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what I was going to ask. So they apply, and then there's some sort of like vetting before you accept certain people, or do everyone?
Everyone's accepted.
Okay, everyone is accepted. Okay, great. How is it going this year in terms of other years? Are you seeing a lot of traction at these webinars, or are you still hoping for quite a few more participants?
Yeah. So we're like halfway there.
Okay.
So we're looking for more educators to register.
Okay.
The interesting thing is that we have educators from all over the world, Australia, Colombia, Korea. So it's interesting to see all these educators are running their schools at different phases. Like some of them already started their semester, or some of them are barely starting. So that's the cool part of the curriculum, that we invite everyone to register, because it's pretty flexible through the challenge and preparation. But yeah, we're almost halfway there, so we're looking for more educators to register, or adults that want to lead a group of students.
Right, and they need to get that application by January 9th. Is that right? Correct?
Yeah, January 10th.
10th, I'm sorry. By the 10th.
No, but that's good. Give yourself a day for editing. As a writer, you should probably do that.
Well, once they get, when they start the project, okay, is there a minimum of how many people could be on a team? Can there be 2 people, or can there be 15 on the team challenge?
Yeah, there's no minimum. And actually, the platform allows, we have educators who have their 120 or 140 students.
Whoa.
Oh, my goodness.
There, yeah. So we usually have more than 3,000 or 4,000 students participating in the challenge through their teachers. That in terms of logistics, the app allows you to add any of your students that you want to enroll there. And there's no limit on how many students you want to
right.
help lead.
But how many challenges are submitted? So let's say you have 3,000 students involved. That involve 1,000 teams, that involve 500 teams. How many people actually submit stuff?
So we have usually teachers who submit around 40 projects.
Okay.
And that comes from different teachers. And of course, like there's like also more like guidelines that we provide with the rubric. For example, they can only submit one project for every 6 groups of students, but that gets more like more into the tangle of like details of the challenge. But we provide all that through the webinars.
No, that's terrific. And, have there been some awards that have come out of this? Talk about that.
Yes, so we always award yearly sums of monetary support, which is exciting too, because in the past, students have been able to designate a charity to assign those prizes and decide. And something we've seen also that is that they always like align their award with the charity that aligns with their purpose too. So this last year we had 2 awards to Border Angels, a local nonprofit that supports immigrants crossing the border. And we were very happy to see those. And this year, the exciting part is that like we're opening up that award selection. So this time around, we have over like 4,000 in awards for different projects and awards. We have like the most impactful local award, the most global impactful award, the most social justice award, to say like a few themes. But this year we're like opening it up and making it even more like flexible, because I think that's like a priority of us. Like, how can we make the curriculum and the program accessible to students and teachers from any schools, especially like Title I schools that don't have the resources that they need. So this year, the winners can select like a charity as usual, or they can select like a prize for their classroom. For example, if the teacher is working on a STEAM project and they need like an aquaponics, or they need a robot for their school, their classroom, they can select that as an award also, depending on nationality and country origin, because that goes more into the details of the challenge. But they can do that, and they can also award it to their school if it's an assigned nonprofit. So there's more flexibility this year. And we hope to get like those prizes to those schools and students who are doing amazing things around the world.
No, that's very, very cool. And you guys have got so many tentacles with the Institute in general, and specifically with the Teen Challenge. Talk about the Impactful Teen Innovation Sandbox. And you guys had partnered with us at Cloudcast and actually did some podcasts, and we're interviewing people, correct?
Yeah, so that's hosted yearly through our summer programs, and we're looking also to expand that program with our partner Charles and Cloudcast, who have always been like a great supporter from the beginning. But it's always exciting because we turn it around. So like the Jacobs Teen Innovation Challenge is global. So Lisa Dolly, co-founder of Impactful, wanted to bring it more like locally. Like, what are we doing locally here in San Diego? How are we having an impact? So they developed the Impactful Teen Innovation Sandbox, where we focus on local challenges that are going on in the local neighborhoods and bring local leaders, whether those are civic leaders, nonprofit leaders, and we bring them into the space with students and starting with students' theme of like, what is your interest? What are some of the challenges that you see in your community, in your schools, in your neighborhood? And then they decide on a project and get feedback from those guest speakers, which is like all recorded through like also and pitched through a podcast and showcased it to the local community. So it's always a great experience that depending on the camp, it's like 1 or 2 weeks. And again, for that, we collaborate with different collaborators depending on the program that we're hosting. Like this summer, it was strictly focused on mental health and well-being, sustainable goal, because we seen like the interest from youth that it's still up there. Like that's a topic that even before COVID, like we started to see some some interest from students, but with COVID, it just like made it more bigger.
Yeah, without question. It's funny you bring that up. Kristen and I have had over the last month or so interviewed some very cool people from the Palomar Family Health and Counseling, focused on mental health with the schools. And of course, we all know, you're right, it was way before COVID, mental health crisis in this country, all ages for that matter, but especially with the kids. I think that's great that they're working on that aspect. We're chatting with Bianca Alvarado, Associate Director of EdTech and Innovation Impact for the Jacobs Institute for Innovation and Education, chatting about the annual Jacobs Teen Innovation Challenge. She'll get you that email and the website where you can sign up. You're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community, the nation's longest-running community podcast, brought to you by Mission Fed, joined by my co-host, Kristen Fogel, the Executive Director of San Diego Writers, Inc. Getting back to writing, which is certainly Kristen's expertise. Do they, when they're done, do they have to write up a big report? What's the final project that they turn in to get evaluated?
Yes, so as part of the Packful platform, it's a web-based app that, again, teachers and students use and have access to. So everything goes through like a sequence of phases. And the design thinking process is not like a linear learning. It's kind of like you can jump back and forward or ahead, depending on the different phases of like designing a project. So you might start with understanding the problem, the root issues that you're trying to solve as part of that social innovation. And that includes like interviewing local leaders that already address that issue, and then ideating, forming ideas on how to solve that issue, doing a prototype, which is always fun for students because they get their hands on skills on, and they develop and they create, which is like actually a big part of the challenge for those like top winners. They have to develop a real prototype. So this is not just like a diagram. Like
That's great.
Created like a real functional pilot prototype, and they have to get like user feedback from those that is like intended to serve. And that's part of the rubric. And then they pitch it. So all that,
that's
like
great.
It's like different process of like communication, writing, and that's something also that we collaborate strongly with Cloudcast here around communication, digital communication, different sorts of writing mediums, because like those that have been like in the education world for some years now, like writing is different. So now are you doing writing for social media? Are you doing writing for reports? Are you doing like oral communication? Like what kind of writing are you developing?
Well, and I think that's what's great, and obviously that's what, Kristen's involved in with, 50,000 different types of writing, whether it's memoirs or fiction or nonfiction and so forth. What's the website? So how do people get a hold of you if they want to get their kids involved or their school kids involved? How do they what's the website?
So I just wanted to mention briefly around the writing process is that it's based on feedback-based model. So when kids turn in they work on something for each phase, they turn it into the educator, and the educator is able to use the platform, come and make feedback and send it back to students. So it's like awesome. Back and forth feedback. But the page is packful.org/JTIC24. And you can go there. You'll find all the details, the timeline, the awards, how the process works, all the details. And we have an info session coming up next week. So you can go on the website and register. And application closes on January 10th. So we urge everybody to sign up, fill out the form. It's a blue button there on the website that's gonna send you to a form, very simple to complete form. And that way you're already registered officially for that
Well, thank you for coming back on. I mean, you folks are doing such amazing things at the Jacobs Institute for Innovation and Education, the Teen Challenge just being one of those. And what's so cool about it is I'm 100 years older than Kristen, but that said, all the hands-on stuff that we all remember when we were at schools, that's the stuff we remember. When I did X, Y, and Z, that you were touching things, building things.
Totally.
And now this is exactly what is involved, 100% and more. Just wishing you nothing but continued great success. Let's have you back on sooner than later, and maybe chat with some of the previous winners and then of course definitely when this challenge is over, some of the current winners for this year. What do you think?
Yeah, thank you, Drew and Kristen, for having us here and helping us get the word out about the challenge with your community.
I love it. It sounds so exciting. And then the event itself is in May.
Yeah, so we run through January through May, the training, and applications close January 10th.
Right. Everything can be found on that website. I'm Drew Schlosberg, chatting with Bianca Alvarado, Associate Director of EdTech and Innovation Impact for the Jacobs Institute for Innovation and Education. Go check that Jacobs Teen Innovation Challenge out on their website. Our Spotlight in the Community show is now the nation's longest-running community podcast. We're in our 17th year, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, continuing to do great things for San Diego for more than 60 years. As always, thank you, Kristen Fogel, for being a very cool, snappy co-host.
Snappy. I haven't heard that one. I like it, though.
That's right. My job is to come up with a different adjective every single show on this. Bianca,
we're working it through.
We're working it through. Nothing but great success, Bianca. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having us.
We hope you enjoy the show.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Cloudcast Media.